to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Cook-Bailey and Luke Cardio. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
And welcome everybody to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. It's Friday, December the 11th, 2020. And 2020 has now become the most 2020 it has been to our show and household here at Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. I'm joined right now over at the tech booth by Jody.
Let's do this.
And if you're wondering where Luke is, he is not with us today.
He isn't.
And it's because we are all COVID positive.
We are. Woohoo!
Yay! So Luke found out while we were doing this recording, and our other shows this week have been pre-recorded. That's why before everybody gets all up in arms, oh, you're irresponsible. We had recorded those weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so, but there was a small outbreak at our kids' school, and we thought we had missed it, but
we didn't.
My lovely bride tested positive
first.
It off. She started the last Thursday.
Yes.
She was not feeling too hot.
Thought it was allergies.
And Saturday, she tested positive. I actually thought I had got lucky and missed it because I tested negative on Saturday.
Yeah.
So then we had to get the kids tested, and we could only go to certain places for their health insurance. And so when we went to that testing center, all four of us got tested again on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it came back that Jody and Peyton were positive.
Uh-huh.
And Preston and I were negative, and I thought,
great.
Gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Luke also tested negative.
Yes, on Saturday he did.
Which we're responsible. We're trying to, we told him immediately.
Get tested. Yep.
We
told everybody that we had seen.
Yeah, we didn't have service at our church this weekend, and so then we kind of thought, let's just kind of limp along here and see what happens. And by Sunday evening, I started having symptoms.
Yeah.
Preston started having symptoms, and so anyway, we're batting 1,000 here in the Bailey household. So.
Yep. Thank God our studio is in our
the house, yeah. So Luke's at home convalescing today, and we're, keeping tabs on him. He's doing well. I'm sure everybody will be good to know that. So
yes.
All right. Woo! So with that being said, we got a great show planned for you today.
We do.
Have Jonathon Smith, who has been a participant in the Angel Tree program through Prison Fellowship. He has participated as a recipient of those gifts. As a parent who was incarcerated, he was the parent, and his kids were blessed because of that. And so we're going to tell you all about the program, and it's a great thing to be involved with at Christmas time this year. So stick with us. It's a great interview. You'll want to be here for that. So,
it is great.
So
let's talk about what's happening.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about COVID real quick, just because a lot of folks, we did a live update on Facebook Tuesday where we talked about it, what it's been like for us, and it's not fun.
It's not fun. No, not at all. But if you are somebody that technically gets the flu during this season, that's pretty much what you will be experiencing.
For us, that's what it's been like.
Yes,
for us. We can't speak to what it's like for everybody.
Because everybody has different symptoms. Everybody's DNA is a little bit different, so they kind of experience some similarities, but the intensity might be different for others.
One of the things that we have noticed during this is that it exploits the weaknesses that you have in your body, which kind of goes along hand in hand with what them talk about if you have underlying conditions. So for me, being an athlete for so many years and overweight at the same time, my lower extremities, I have arthritis and things like that. And I'm not saying that as a negative confession or anything. I'm just saying that's just something I always am working against. putting my faith on, taking supplements for, and things like that. And I've had 2 knee surgeries, and so when I was laying on the couch Sunday, I noticed that my legs, all my joints, hips, knees, ankles, and my feet all started to really ache badly.
Yep.
And then I started getting a headache. Those have been kind of the symptoms for us, is that kind of thing. And
there hasn't been, thank God. I mean, I usually get nasal stuff, and I am just thanking God I don't have any of that. Yeah. But mine started
as you can tell, we both sound really.
We sound a little rough. But
like we've been gargling sandpaper or something. So.
So I mean, the chills and the achiness has kind of been more of the common symptoms that's been ongoing. So you take your dose of Tylenol, which they say if you have COVID.
Yeah, don't take ibuprofen.
Now I will say this: there's different studies on it. You hear one thing and then you hear another thing, and it flip flops. But they tell you, the doctor even will say take Tylenol. Yes. They don't say take ibuprofen.
Right.
Our
family, my family doctor actually said that. She said take Tylenol for the pain.
Yeah.
And any other normal over-the-counter type things.
Yes.
For the rest of it.
Yeah, but definitely stock your body up with the vitamins.
It's funny that you say the word stock up, because there is a really interesting article in the paper today. Actually, it was a few days ago. That talks about 20 foods that you should stock up.
Yes.
Stock up on if you're going to be in quarantine. And with uncertainty about the future of what the quarantine's going to be like, and shutdowns and things like that, here are some things that you should stock up on.
Tell us.
Apples. These are all things that have longer shelf life. That's why they're telling you to do that. Apples, beef jerky, bouillon cubes, canned fruits and vegetables, canned or vacuum pouched tuna, dark chocolate, dried beans and dried pasta, freeze-dried coffee, ghee. I'm not really sure what ghee is, but it says it's a
karate uniform.
It's butter. It's some kind of butter.
Yes, it is.
All right. Honey, liquor.
Does it say what kind?
It just says liquor in general. It has an indefinite shelf life. Onions, peanut butter, peanuts, potatoes, powdered milk, tea, white rice, and winter squash. All those have such a long shelf life that if you're going to be locked up or quarantined for a while, those are the things that they're recommending that you do. So, all right, real quick, what national days are we celebrating?
Well, when we're talking about food, we can say, today is National Noodle Ring Day. Now, when I looked that up, I saw 2 things. First, I saw, like SpaghettiOs.
Sure.
That, the SpaghettiOs.
Which is what I immediately thought of.
That's what you immediately thought of. And I think that's what they're really talking about.
Yes.
But then I also saw a picture that had when you make a bundt cake and, it's got a hole in the middle, and there are pictures of a noodle pasta in a ring. And I'm just going to be honest, it doesn't look very good to me. But
that doesn't even sound.
No, but I mean, it's
I immediately thought of
it's still pasta
of SpaghettiOs,
right?
And with us being in the sick quarantine type of thing, that's the kind of food that I would think you'd want to stock up on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stuff like SpaghettiOs, because that's great comfort food. Just put little hot dogs in it, and you're going to be just great.
Yeah, exactly. So today is also National Salesperson Day. So, listen, I know that where we're at, different parts of the country, you can still go shopping. Understand that when you go shopping, and I'm going to say this very strongly, because I've seen people treat salespeople wrong.
Oh, terrible.
They are there working. They're dealing with lots of busyness. They're dealing with lots of things that are maybe out of stock. And so they're dealing with cranky customers. Don't be that cranky customer.
Yeah, that's right.
Acknowledge your salesperson.
Right. Especially this time of year, they're working to catch up what they've been. We
thank you all. Yeah, we thank those of you that
really grateful for those of you who are out there in the public.
And then National App Day.
Yes, National App Day is this is a really interesting thing. What's your favorite app? That's our question for you today. Drop down in the comments below and tell us what your favorite app on your phone is.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah. My favorite app's probably Try-Peak Solitaire.
Not bad.
My kids would be laughing at me. They'd say bingo, but I don't play that anymore. But how about yours, babe?
I'm obviously social media apps for me are the big ones.
Yeah.
But if I was going to say like a fun, I've become quite the crossword puzzle guy.
Yes, you are.
On my phone, I have one called the Daily Crossword, and I play it religiously. So I like that. Mm-hmm. Of course, being Disney people, when we're standing in line, we have learned to play Heads Up.
Heads Up, yes.
It's a great thing to kill time in the line. And so what is your favorite app? Drop down in the comments below. Let us know as you're clicking share on the program today, because that's what's going on in the country today. So with that being said, let's take a moment and expand your search. In 1976, there was a group that was founded called prisonfellowship.org. And what they came to determine is that every person is made in the image of God and that no life is beyond his reach. This program went on to have an extensive ministry to prisons and jails all across the country. And then they developed a program called Angel Tree, where they actually reach out and minister to the children of those who are incarcerated. I know when we were on staff in Oklahoma, we were very privileged to be a part of the Angel Tree outreach every year during our time there. And it was absolutely one of the most rewarding experiences of our life to see those children blessed beyond measure. And today, we are so privileged to have with us someone who's actually been a participant of the program from the other side. And I want you to welcome to the program today Jonathon Smith. Jonathon, so glad to have you with us today. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem at all. How's it going?
Really good, really good. I know that we're getting ready for Christmas here, and Prison Fellowship's Angel Tree Outreach is in high gear right now, getting ready to do the outreaches and things like that. What do you know about the program itself that you would really want everybody to know that's the most important things?
Oh, so Angel Tree in and of itself is a great program, and it allows the inmates to extend their reach beyond letter writing or hoping to get a visit. So it's just an extension of what you can do during those times that's really hard when you're in prison or you're incarcerated. You can't be around your kids.
And so then during this time during Christmas, there's some gift exchanging going on there. How does that work?
Right. So when we first started, the first time I got involved with Angel Tree, it was maybe around 2005. You would fill out this form and they give you a catalog and it tells you, hey, what type of gifts would you like for your kid to receive? And it kind of gives you like a disclaimer on there. It tells you first come, first serve type deal. Available supplies only. So for a long time, I never knew whether or not my kids were getting gifts because there was a lack of contact for a little while. And then when I did make contact, they were like, hey, we were getting gifts this time and that time. And I was like, wow. So I didn't even know that the gifts were going out. So that was kind of a surprise. But yeah, they make sure that they deliver the gifts and they set up arrangements with whoever the guardian is to make sure the kids get the gifts that you select.
So you actually are involved in that, where you're actually the one. I know when we would get the card, it would have on there what was on there. So it's the inmates that are actually the ones that are doing that. Is that correct? Right.
You get to fill out the form and you get to put a little note to the kid, and they put the note on the gift, love dad, I miss you, where they actually know that it's coming from dad.
That's such an awesome thing. Can you share with us some experiences of those times that, when you were participating? Can you think of one in particular that really stood out?
Well, when I was at Prison Fellowship Academy, they actually have an Angel Tree party, and the kids get to actually come in.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That was the best part of it, because you actually get to spend a Christmas themed party with your kids for maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, as opposed to just a 2 hour visit. They have games and food, and the exchange of gifts is done personally right there.
That's incredible. How old were your kids during this time?
During those 2 years, I had two teenagers and a preteen. So maybe 14, 15, and my youngest was around 10 or 11.
All right, and it was something that really helped to keep your relationship up with your kids during that really difficult time.
Yes, yes.
How else does prison fellowship help with that?
Well, prison fellowship in and of itself, during that actual program, there's plenty of classes and organizations and programs that allow the family to come in and be a part of the rehabilitation and the transition back into society. So they open those doors as they get you ready to go back out into society, but they include your family in that. And that helps with your support system. That helps so much. It's very vital.
Yeah, I know that. Like my cousin is a jail chaplain out of Ohio, and I know that he has been involved in prison fellowship. That it has been instrumental. Can we talk a little bit about maybe what you specifically got from that program? How did it help you? A little bit of your story through this entire thing. What was your story?
Well, funny thing about going through that program, it's a pre-release parole program. So you have to do like 24 months. Sorry about that. You have to do like 24 months. And I didn't know that I was going to have to do that much time before I was released. So, are you still there?
Yeah, we're here. You're good.
Okay. And so when I first got to the program, I really didn't want to be there. I was like, hey, I've done my time. I'm ready to go home. However, when I changed my mindset and I saw what was going on, and I saw that they were serious about helping me get ready for society, it kind of changed my perspective. And I realized that there was no other unit in the state of Texas that I could have gone to and come out a better man than right there at Prison Fellowship Academy. But it is about the work that you put into it. They provide you with the tools, but you have to do the work.
That's awesome. So you said your mindset changed. Can we talk a little bit about that? What was your mindset before, and then how did it change?
Well, my mindset was really, I just wanted to go home.
Sure.
I just wanted to go home. So I felt like I had already set myself up to be successful in society. However, that was a closed mindset because nobody has it all. Nobody has all the answers. So there were some things that I could receive from the program. I just had to open up my mind and, of course, open my heart. And during that time, I was able to strengthen my relationship with God. I got a little closer to my family, and it just helped with the transition, as opposed to just throwing someone out on the street. Like myself, I had done 15 years. So being away from society for that long, that was kind of like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door to help you get acclimated to what you were about to face.
Wow. So, yeah, I would guess that would be kind of you're used to a routine every day, and then suddenly you're being put out. So what was your mindset coming out of the program? How did it change?
Well, when I came out, I was definitely an advocate of the program, and I still am. I encourage some of the guys that I'm still in contact with to make sure they get involved with the program, because it's an experience like no other. It's not the prison culture that you come accustomed to after being inside that atmosphere for so long. You have a lot more liberty, a lot more freedom to exercise even gifts that you have. I was in the unit band. I played the drums. I would give speeches all the time. And those are things that you may get a dose of on some units, but not to the extent of Prison Fellowship Academy.
All right, now let's go back to Angel Tree and your kids.
Right.
If you were in for 15 years, were they young when you first went in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very young.
And how long into the program before you discovered Angel Tree?
So I went in incarceration in 2002. So it was maybe about 2005 that I got exposed to Angel Tree, and I participated pretty much every year.
And I know that we have so many people that are probably watching or listening to us today that are really considering this maybe for the first time. As somebody who's participated, I know that the value of this program is probably priceless to you. Right.
I mean, so your reach is limited, like I said in the beginning. When you're incarcerated, your reach only goes as far as a letter will get you. It only goes as far as any family that's willing to come and visit you. You may be able to handcraft some things to send home as a gift, and those things are priceless and they're valuable. But during the Christmas time, there's nothing like those kids receiving a gift from the parent when they can't have the parent right there. So for Angel Tree to, offer that, that's priceless. That's something that's very invaluable, and that's something that kids will never forget.
Yeah. As we are here in the season right now, how would you encourage everybody to get involved? What would you say?
Well, if there's a way to donate, and it doesn't just have to be money. They have ways that you can donate your time. They need gifts wrapped. They need people to transport gifts. They need people to package. I haven't actually been involved since I've been out, but when I was in, I was able to see those things and get ready for like the party, so to speak. So we would have to go into the chapel and help get everything set up, and all these gifts would come in, and we would have to get those things ready. So I can just imagine the volunteers that were on the outside that were doing this for prisons all over the country.
It's amazing. As people turn their, I would just personally say, as a pastor who's participated in something like this before, this program is extremely worth your time and your effort during this time and season, especially as we really are approaching Christmas at warp speed here. I mean, we're just 2 weeks away. As we get close to it there, if you'd like to get some more information about it, we'll be throwing some information up on the screen. You can go to prisonfellowship.org, and you can actually do a search on their website. There is an Angel Tree button there that you can participate in. You can find churches in your area that are participating, or other places where you can sign up for that. Jonathon, your story is absolutely heart-touching. We love to hear stories like this where ministries that did make a difference in people's lives, actually we get to see the fruit right here. Before we let you go today, let me just wind it up by saying this. As 2020 has been a year of craziness and so many uncertain things, how, as somebody who's been through a real life change, what encouraging word would you give to somebody as they're wrapping up 2020? What's just one thing you would throw out there?
If you have survived the year 2020, definitely you should know that God is not done with you, because this is a year like no other. We've experienced some things that we've never seen before. Most people have never seen in their lifetime, and probably won't see again. So if you're still alive and breathing, there's still a work for you to do. So whatever that is, whatever your relationship is with God, you need to tap into that and find out what it is that God would have you to do, because for you to still be here, whatever it is that he wants you to do is very important.
Such great words. Jonathon, we're so appreciative of your time today. We wish you nothing but the best of luck and blessings upon you. We'll be praying for you. And if you would ever have anything that you got going on, we'd love to have you come back on and talk some more.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Pleasure was all mine.
All right. Again, the information up on the screen, prisonfellowship.org. It's also prisonfellowship.org/angeltree. You can go there and find out way more information about that. All right, let's take a moment and stop for directions. You know, it's this time of year that other folks' needs actually can get shuffled to the back of our attention because there's so much going on with our immediate families, our immediate circle. And it's fine and well and just. We should be looking after our own families and should be taking care of our kids and our spouses and our family. But there are a lot of people out there who are hurting and are not able to have a celebratory Christmas like us. And it is such great things to see an organization like Prison Fellowship and the Angel Tree program. These kind of programs exist to help us keep the focus. I know that a few weeks ago we had somebody from Operation Christmas Child on. I'm sure many of you have been walking out around your grocery stores or whatever, Walmart, and seen the Salvation Army out there ringing to take donations. I'm sure there are food banks and there are clothing outlets, that Goodwills and things like that, who are in overdrive this year. And I want to encourage you that even though 2020 has been a year where it's been very much about self-preservation, to not forget those who are in need. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse number 16, it says, "Do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased." In this year, I would encourage you to get involved with something like Angel Tree to help somebody who really needs the help this year. And I promise you, when you do that, it's a very satisfying, but it's also a very God-pleasing thing to have going on in your life. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I want to thank Jody for another great program. Our best to Luke, who's recovering today. Thank you guys so much for your prayers and your texts and your messages all week long. It's meant the world to us. We are recovering. We are getting better. And it's all because of the good Lord and your prayers. So we thank you guys so much for your support. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day today. That's going to wrap it up for us. I hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.